Hello, thanks for joining our Royal Ascot Gold Cup preview with a quick nod to a couple of the other races. Very excited about this preview of the Gold Cup as it looks probably one of the best shaped betting markets of the week, with a arguably pretty questionable 6-4 favourites, some interesting outsiders, and of course the dead eight as we speak. As mentioned, it's very firm ground. Some of these horses, or it's very hot weather, firm ground. Some of these horses might get pulled out, so maybe a little bit trepidatious there. But as things stand, this looks quite an exciting betting market. So let's get straight into it, Daniel. We've got Illinois at 6-4, Trawlerman 3-1, Candelari 7-2, Sweet Williams 6s, and then we get into the outsiders, all at quite significantly bigger prices with Yashin 25s, Wonder Legend 33s, Coltrane 40s, and Dubai Future 40s. Quick proviso here, we're recording this at 10:30, so literally half an hour after the 48-hour markets were made public, and we're just looking at Bet365's prices. They are amazingly fast when it comes to putting markets out. Kudos to them. And yeah, Illinois 6-4. What do you make of his price? The next Kyprios?
Those close to the stable, apparently they won't hear defeat for this one. I think there's a lot of confidence behind this horse, but I hate to come up with these same old cliches, but never take a short price about a horse being asked to do something it's never done before. And this guy's got to go up 5 furlongs further than ever, and he might be fine. He's got the temperament to be fine for it. He's not, he's not a keen puller. Maybe he does just go and win, but I think you have to take him on given this unknown. So I will be.
Okay, and Trawlerman next in the market, 3-1. He ran Kyprios close a couple of times, I think even beating him on Champions Day. What do you make of him at 3-1?
He's not my bet at the prices, but I wouldn't put anyone off him. I mean, he was a length behind Kyprios, not much more. And what was it, last year's Gold Cup on similar ground, hot summer day as well. So he knows, he knows what he's doing tomorrow afternoon because he's done it before. So I wouldn't put anyone off him, but he's not getting any younger. We kind of know where we are with Trawlerman, although he did look very good on his return. I prefer to take a flyer, if you can call it a flyer, on the French horse, who's also, Candelari, also being asked to do something he's not done before, which is go above 2 miles. But the difference is he's 7-2, not 6-4. And he's co-top rated. And he's incredibly lightly raced. And I think there's a very good chance that this is not just the winner of the Gold Cup tomorrow, but this is a really good winner to the point where he's the next big thing in the staying division. Now, he might not be up to 2.5 miles on rattling fast ground in the heat, but the stable are, they absolutely love him. They're very keen on him. They're giving it a go. And I think it's worth trying to find out 7-2, given how talented he is.
Okay, interesting. And yeah, I was wanting to quickly mention about the grounds being a French horse. I assume probably won't be so accustomed to Ascot's firm grounds. That doesn't raise major concerns.
No, he's won on a variety of grounds, and the French, like us, have had a very dry spring as well. So the Vicomte Vigier was run on ground that would probably be equivalent to good, maybe fast side of good. I think it's an unknown, but maybe he'll love it. I think what they didn't want is very soft ground for him. So perhaps something in the middle, which they're obviously not going to get. But yeah, no, that's slight question mark. But yeah, I'm still keen on him.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet Williams next in the market, 6-1. As mentioned, he's a very consistent horse, whilst also looking a little temperamental and a little bit difficult to ride. He brings in a lot of the same form as Trawlerman, but he's not particularly interesting at 6s, I'd get the sense.
No, he's got a double-figure price, which was quite interesting after his comeback run behind, I think it was Rebels Romance, in a race that was not run to suit at all for him. But he's been here before. I think he was here last year, wasn't he? Was he sort of 4th or 5th or several lengths behind Kyprios and Trawlerman? I think probably he'd be his best on softer ground as well if he was going to do it at this level. So given the big three in the market and a couple of interesting outsiders, I wouldn't be interested in him as an each way bet. I think
yeah. Referencing last year's race, just had a look. Kyprios went off 11-10, and Illinois 6-4 in comparison to Kyprios going off 11-10. It is balmy. It's absolutely balmy. Yashin 25s, interesting outsider.
Very interesting outsider. Lowest rated in the field, but it's about coming. So recently, this is his second run after wind surgery. Actually, his second bout of wind surgery. It's also his second run for a new trainer, Michael Bell, who was previous with Jessica Harrington, who always rated this horse and perhaps never got the best out of him or felt he was capable of showing his best. Comes back first run for Michael Bell and wins as the outsider at 4. I'm going to say it was the Cigaro or something ahead of Coltrane. If he can take another step forward again for Michael Bell, second start for him after it was after a long layoff, it's just not impossible. This guy could sneak into the frame. So I played him 33s, but that's anti-post. I mean, you've still 25s. Maybe you'll get 33s in the no anti-post risk market. So yeah, I wouldn't put anyone off Yashin. I mean, there's a large chance he's not good enough, and it's as simple as that. But I think there's a chance he is, and I think the price is right to find out.
Okay, yeah, Yashin for Michael Bell. Fond memories of Big Orange winning the Gold Cup. Were you on him that day, or I assume you weren't piling into the short price order of St. George?
Probably not. I've got to say what the memories did. I remember both our horses fondly, but I don't remember my betting record in that particular race on that day.
Okay, moving on to two of the other outsiders, Wonder Legend and Coltrane. Wonder Legend 33s and Coltrane 40s. Do either of those attract any attention?
Wonder Legend, no. Coltrane, there was a point a couple of years ago when he was a really good horse and not far off the very best of these. I just think those days are behind him now. Yeah. He can beat Yashin last time, who I think potentially has the more upside, despite not being a spring chicken himself with the new trainer. So I couldn't quite get there with Coltrane. It's the 8th member of the field that you perhaps deliberately didn't mention that I'm keener on of the wild outsiders.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Dubai Future who, when a horse is 40-1, you can talk about them being unexposed to the trip rather than having question marks about stepping up to 2 mile 4. But Dubai Future, was in the past. He's quite an older horse now. In the past, a bit of a middle distance horse for Said Bin Suroor. He's then stepped up in the last couple of seasons, and he's maybe raised his form as a result of that. Stepping up even further to 2 mile 4. At 40-1, will you be having a play?
I won't be able to resist. Yeah, 2 fantastic races in the heat of the Middle East. Flopped on return behind Candellari, big 30-40 lengths. 9 years old wouldn't normally be an appealing angle for a horse that flopped last time out and has never run over the trip. But something about how well he ran in meteorological conditions not dissimilar to what we've got this week. Fast ground, 2 of the best runs of his career. It's a wild one, but yeah, I can't resist. I mean, another outsider each way.
Yeah, no, interesting. I do think obviously we're seeing literally the first market for this race. I'm sure it's going to develop over the next 48 hours and potentially Dubai Future, Yashin getting shorter, whilst Illinois will presumably drift. So yeah, just a quick summary there. Dubai Future, Yashin and Candellari all against the favourite.
Just one more thing. Sorry, on Dubai Future, just occurred to me. I mean, it's Godolphin, isn't it? But
yeah.
Suroor, not. It's not as if Godolphin don't have a big horse in this ready to go. Do you see what I mean? It's not like they're looking for representation in the race just cause. So yeah, with Strawlerman there, I thought that was another angle. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Yeah, go.
No. That's interesting point to add on. We'll move on to the Ribblesdale as I quickly put up the market. We've got a fairly open contest here with a few horses with quite good shouts. We've got Catalina del Carpio, 11-4, she's a favourite. Serenity Prayer, 7-2. Garden of Eden, 6-1. Life is Beautiful, 61. Lady Vivian, 10s. Caspi Star, 11s. Go Boots, who disappointed in the Musadora and then in the Oaks at 11-1. And Hopping 12s, Ecstatic 16s, Understudy 20, and then finally Holly's Graces, the Rag the Field at 33s. And I will pass the mic to you here because it's not a race I've looked at.
Yeah, it does look to me like one of the weakest Ribblesdales I've ever seen. But that doesn't mean it's not a good betting race. The last 10 runnings of the Ribblesdale, 5 have gone to Aidan O'Brien, 4 have gone to Gosden or Gosdens, and 1 has gone to Jessica Harrington, who's not represented here. I don't usually like to get too tied down by statistics, but that's pretty powerful. And there's one I really like here, and it's the Gosden's Life is Beautiful at 6-1. 3 runs, 1 on debut. Has been beaten her last 2 runs, second and second. But I think it's properly against the right horses. Kontiki, who's now vying for sort of second or third favoritism for Coronation Stakes, who was very impressive. Lister race last time out. And then Falakea, who is second favourite. Many people think is the sneaky bet to overturn Sarah Garner in that. So she's still unexposed. She's got the best form. She's close to top rated anyhow. I just think she's a bet. It's as simple as that. In terms of the Aidan O'Briens, of course, he's won half of the last 10. They don't, they're obviously not anywhere near the top of his pecking order. Garden of Eden is probably the best of him, but it's taken an awful long time to put it together. She did win finally, either listed or G3 last time out, but it's been slow going. But I could see a day in which, Aidan O'Brien wins this, Ryan on Moors on Garden of Eden. So maybe that's another obvious angle. But those two, Life is Beautiful stands out. Garden of Eden, I get it. The top 2 at the market, Serenity Prayer, very likely race. Andrew Balding, second. Not second. Second to Whirl in that Oaks trial. So that'll attract a lot of attention. But she was beaten a long way, and she was only level with Go Boots, who then went on to flop on the Oaks and can be had for sort of 3 times the price here. So I don't know. And the one I'm against is the favourite, Catalina del Carpio. Everything about her pedigree screams soft ground, soft ground, soft ground. And although she was a good second last time out to the Oaks 4th, now what do we call that horse? Let's take the long way. I might take the long way. Do you know what I mean?
We might just take the long way. Yeah.
Take the long way. That was on ground with plenty of giving it, and she was opened up at sort of 5-1, then 4-1, and now she's favourite. And she's got Lyland in her pedigree. Only decent race he won was by 10 lengths in the Irish Guineas. It was heavy. It was a bog, Camelot, Lopa de Vega. All the softies are in there. It's a no from me.
Okay. A quick pedigree question about Life is Beautiful. Night of Thunder stepping up to 1.5 miles for the first time. Any concerns about staying the trip?
Possibly, but I'm afraid in cases here it's in Gosden's we trust. I think they've made the decision this is the right race for her, and I'll go with it. I can see where you're coming from there. Sorry, who's on the dam side? I can't remember. Who's the side on the dam side?
It is it's Galileo. So concern slightly quashed to an extent. Okay, cool. Life is Beautiful, 6-1 in the Ribblesdale. Maybe bigger when other bookies price up. We'll pay attention. Finally, quick mention in the Norfolk. I know you're looking to take on the hot favourite Charles Darwin at 6-4, and who are you looking to take him on with?
I would say that sort of 2-year-old fields of 18 horses would be very, very small stakes play for me. But I have to take on anything that short. My anti-post interest was Naval Light, but he's now very short. They've opened him up as 11-4 second favourite, so there's no fun there. Adjan, unexposed French horse at 7s. Interesting, ran a slow time in France. Don't know if he can step up to this. So not that one, but But I go straight out all the way to 20 to 1. I go to Sandals Song. I go to Wathman's acquisition of this American horse trained by George Weaver, who's done it with sprint types at Ascot before. Was a very fast winner of 5 furlong, Palm Beach or something like that in Gulfstream 4-6 weeks ago. Really impressive time. Wathman bought him. I think this one is really, really good. Whether he stacks up against this lot is a complete unknown. But I just thought 20s was far too big. So I'll play.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's Sandal Song, 20 to 1, the Norfolk Stakes first race on Thursday. Okay, and that's one more.
Yeah, I've got to mention the Hampton Court Stakes, the other great
Of
race.
course.
Just briefly, just because, we wrote that article again for those of you who want the information early, www.antiposter.com, follow us on X. We put up recommendations for articles, and I still think the market has the 2 favourites the wrong way around here. They put up Trinity College, Aidan O'Brien at 7 to 1 and Detain at 3s. Now Trinity College has been cut to 3s, but he's still not favourite. But he should be favourite. They were barely a quarter length apart in the French Derby, pretty shocking.
Yeah.
And it was Trinity College who was sacrificed in that race as a pacemaker for a stablemate. And he fought with the other horse. He was in the lead, then he wasn't, then he was back in the lead. Really, this is not the way to win a horse race. But come the line, he's a length behind Camille Pizarro on the line. He really stays on. This time, he'll have Ryan Moore on board. He's being run for his merits. And I think he just wins this. I really do. Those 2 are clear top rated. And I think based on the French Derby, I think he should have the better of Detain. So, yeah, I just think they've got the wrong way around. That race is also interesting for the return of Tornado Alert, who's run decently in both the Guineas and the Derby. Forgive on that's a strange derby on Epsom Camber. He could be a threat back in trip. 7s at the moment. See what price you get. But yeah, I strongly expect. Here I am. Me, not top of the market, but I am top of the market ish with Trinity College, who I think will go a lot shorter. I think it'll start favourite. I think they'll pile in, and rightfully.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of positive words for Saïd Bin Suror's horses this week. Will be interesting to see how he goes. But Trinity College, the main section at 3 to 1 in the Hampton Court. Okay. I will try wrap up again this time. We are both off to Royal Ascot shortly for day 1, so I need to get showered and probably shave, which you're not interested in at all. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for listening. And yeah, please continue to comment. Let us know what you're thinking, how you're finding the videos, and also what you've got for each races. And be sure to check us out on X and our website. Both the links for that will be in the description. Thank you very much. Bye.